Hey. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing on this Friday? We crossed the finish line once again, ladies and gentlemen, didn't we? We made it. We made it. Every week, guys, hook or crook, we cross that line and we get there. And we get there. Sometimes we don't think we're going to, but we do. We get there, guys. Anyway, I do not feel that well today at all. I think I've been pushing myself a little bit too hard, and it's starting to catch up to me. That's what happens to your body. Your body's telling you, yo, ease up, man, chill out for a minute. But anyway, I very seldom listen to my body anyway when it tells me something. So why am I going to start listening now? But saying that, I wish today was yesterday, because yesterday was topping out at like 70 degrees. It was just beautiful. Nice little breeze, man. I was like, wow. So long story short, this morning, I'm all bundled up here with sweatshirts on, and if I go outside, I could actually go to a light jacket under it, because it's like 40-something degrees out, but it's making it feel colder because the winds are terrible here today. Me speaking of that, I decided that I'm excited that I'm going to join in these Fatwood Fridays. So, yeah, I encourage everybody to come out, light a fire, shout somebody out. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. That's why we do these fires. We light a fire and we shout somebody out, whether it be in the community or just somebody in general that we think, you do a shout out. You know what I mean? It's good. It's good morale. You know what I mean? It pumps people up and people that deserve it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what that's about. I've been wanting to do that for quite some time. I've been watching the Fatwood Fridays. And I kept saying to myself, every time I saw a fire and somebody light one, I'm like, man, I want to do that. You know, it's nice to do. And it's been a long time since I did something like that with my knives and little fire and stuff like that. We used to go camping a lot. When I was younger, we used to just get our tents and we used to go in the woods. I used to have woods behind my house. And we used to camp, just the kids in my development, we used to camp in my backyard, like full-blown camp. Like, we had a little bit of woods. It went back a little far. It went back into the woods just a little bit, but you could still see the house and all that, you know. And we'd put our tents up, and we'd do marshmallows, and we'd do the fire. Our parents helped build the pit. And we'd stay out there all night, talking and eating like we were young. We were not little kids, you know, in our early teens. And our parents would come out and check on us every once and again and, you know, visit with us and talk to us and sit there and hang out for a while. It was a lot of fun. We used to do that a lot of weekends. We were into that. And, but it's been quite some time since I've been camping, you know what I mean? Not only when I was younger there in my little backyard, but camping. I used to love to go camping as an adult, too. We had a blast camping. I did it quite often. And, but now that I'm a little bit older and that all go, you know, I would love to buy a camper. I keep telling my wife, I'm like, I'm going to buy a camper. And that gives us something to do every weekend. You know what I mean? We'll probably plan it somewhere, on a site. So every weekend we know what we're going to do. Like, you get done work, you get your car's packed, you get in the car, and you go to the camper every weekend. Because there's a lot of weekends we don't know what to do, and we're bored, and we're just looking for stuff to do. We take a bike ride on the bikes, but for the most part, we're just winging it. You know, we're not really doing much. But anyway, let's move on. Danny, good old Danny from D's Knives. Look what he sent me. He sent me a bunch of stickers yesterday, which I couldn't get to because I was so busy working outside and doing these videos. I didn't know whether I was coming or going. But good old Danny, very good friend of mine, man, in the community. And we've stayed close. And it's hard to do throughout the years, you know, just to stay talking and close and this and that. You know, yeah, it's not easy. But Danny was one of the people that stayed with me, and I stayed with him, and well, we have a lot in common. We hit it off, you know what I mean? But he sent me these wonderful stickers. They look great, Danny. They look good, buddy. I like them a lot, man. And also, he sent me he also got magnets made up. I'm keeping it behind my thing there. And I got the other one on my refrigerator. Look at that. It says the community, these knives. So that was really, that's really cool. So I kept that back here, and the other one's on my refrigerator. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, this piece here. What else did I thought that there was something else I wanted to talk about. Don't this knife look kind of, now that I've been playing with it and toying with it, I love this knife. Don't get me wrong. I love everything about it. But when you keep it like this, don't it look like it's only 3/4 of the way? The blade is only 3/4 of the way long. It should have came out here to the end. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's meant to be like that. I'm sure it's meant to be like that, but there's still room in there. It could have came down a little bit further. I was just wondering why it didn't come to the end. It just looks like it's 3/4 of the way finished, the blade. But then when it's opened, you know, it's totally fine. Like the blade ratio to the handle looks fine. It doesn't look like it's uneven or unmatched. So like I said, yeah, the blade ratio looks fine there, but it just doesn't look fine when it's in the closed position. It looks kind of weird. I still think, I don't know why it couldn't have came out here, but it is what it is. I still love the knife regardless. You know what I mean? It's a great piece. It's a great piece. But that's that. The blade shape is just, it's just a fantastic blade shape. I talked about all this yesterday, and it's a nice piece, you know what I mean? And this is my first Finch, and I think I'm going to get another. I'm going to try them out. I'm going to see what happens. I like them quite a bit. I like them quite a bit. And this table stays right next to my bedside here. And when I wake up a lot, man. I take a pee, a squirt. I get something to drink. I get something to eat. All in the middle of the night, I wake up a bunch of times. And every time I wake up, I look at this knife and I give it a flick. I just walk by it and I go, bink. And I just look at it, put it away, probably flick it a couple times. And then I go back to bed. But it's funny, it just sits on my nightstand. I just keep flicking it every time I see it. So that's you know. Anyway, yeah, guys. So I knew there was something I was gonna say about that Fatwood Friday too. Yeah, if you guys know of anywhere to get one of those fat Faro rods with the handle on it, that'd be fantastic. I know I could probably get them in Etsy or something like that. I could hunt around for them. I didn't really do a deep search on them, but I want one of those big fat ones with the handle on it. Let me know if you guys know right where to get them, because you're going to laugh at what I'm working with. Now, let me show you. I'm just getting started, guys. I also have to get a fixed blade, too, because I can't get a 90-degree, my knives are not 90-degree spines on them. And I know that I could put a 90-degree spine on it with a sanding block and go across it and get that 90-degree edge. But I'm not worried about it. But this is what I'm working with right now. It's a UST. You get these in Walmart. It's a UST. Look at this little ferro rod. But you know something? It's this striker here. When you use this striker, and which I probably will, because like I said, I can't really get sparks off the knife I'm going to use. Like, I just, you know, I'm just going to do this. It's going to be easier, and that's the way it's going to be until I get a different knife and a ferro rod. I need a knife and a ferro rod. Then I'll strike off the spine. But when you use this little striker against this little ferro rod, man, this thing throws sparks. I was testing it. When you use this, man, it throws sparks. You got to get it started though. You know what I mean? This is a new. I got to strike it today. When I do it, I got to find the spot to strike it on where it's not that coating. You got to get that coating all off there. But this little thing strikes, man. Don't let, you know what I mean? It's funny. Look, it's funny. This little ferro rod, right? You know, it looks cheap and gimmicky, you know? But for right now, it's going to work. This is what I'm going to use. This is what I'm going to use. And it's got a little cap on it, and you could just put it right in your pocket. You could transport this little dog around with you. UST. You get these in Walmart in the camping section. They're pretty good, man. I mean, they're not bad. You know what I mean? It works. There's nothing. I mean, it throws sparks, but it's just not one of them beefy ones. You know, you could get the ones with the nice custom handles and all that stuff. And yeah, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this with the fire, and what the knife I'm going to use is a surprise. You're going to really laugh when you see the knife I'm going to use. So it's just meant for basically a little laugh and just good time. You know what I mean? Good times. Anyway, once again, Danny, I can't thank you enough, buddy, for the stickers and the magnet. If you guys have not checked Danny out, which I know that you have, these knives, please, man, go over and give the guy a like. You'll love his videos. You could look through his playlist, and you will quickly hit the like button. Seriously. So, Danny, you're the man. You're the man, buddy. You stuck with me, pal. You're the man. Is that it, guys? Is there anything else on the docket today? I think that should just about cover it. If you guys want to stay tuned a little bit later on this afternoon, I'm going to do this fire. I would encourage you to tune in, which you probably will not. Probably a couple of you will tune in. But for the most part, you wouldn't be interested in watching me start a fire. So anyway, guys, be good, be well, be safe, and be careful out there. I'll talk to you guys in a couple hours. Fatwood Friday coming on strong. Talk to you guys later. Be good now.